Happy Wednesday! Frightening, right? Sorry, that was gross. Ew. I just slobbered. That wasn't a great way to start a stream. Hope that frightened you guys. It's not even Halloween. How's it going, everyone? Happy Wednesday. I'll explain that in a second. That wasn't just for the fun of it. I'll explain that in a second, but so good to be here with you guys all on this fine Wednesday. It has been way too long since I've done this. And as per usual, it's a bunch of adjustments and kind of getting into the flow of it again. But first of all, I knew I had to get to the shop this Wednesday. I actually didn't make it to the shop last Wednesday, which is part of the reason why I didn't stream. And also, as I had mentioned on last Monday, I was super swamped, and I still am super swamped with a lot of things, not just comic videos that I have to get to, but just work and life and a bunch of extracurriculars that I'm dealing with, a bunch of family stuff that I'm dealing with. All good, but just crazy for the schedule. And just like really compressed everything, and I've been burning the candle on both ends, and I'm still behind, but that's okay, you know. But I knew that Wednesday was coming. I had to get to the store today. I mean, I didn't have to, but I had to get to the store today. I wanted to, and the weather was beautiful. Carved a little time out in my schedule. And I actually got to do something cool yesterday too, which I'll talk about in a second, that has to do with comics. And added another thing onto my plate. But anyway, that all being said, I'm so happy to be here because it just forces me to get back into the rhythm of things and say hello to you guys and just check in with you. I really think, or I really want this stream to just be a hangout time. I'll show you guys the stuff that I picked up today, there's a bunch of cool things that I wanted to go through live. I was going to say I don't think I'm going to, but I know I'm not going to do a live poll today. We're not going to do any voting this week because I'm still backlogged on the closer look video that I have to do from 2 weeks ago. I'm still going to do that video on Darwin Cook's Solo. I've got the book waiting for me there. So I didn't want to give myself another thing to put me even farther behind because this workload is going to continue on for the next couple of weeks, I think. But I couldn't let it go for 3 weeks without streaming and saying hello to you guys. So we're going to do things a little different today. But so one of the things I want to do today is go through the books that I picked up because like I said, there was a few really fun ones. And one that in particular that we will look a little bit closer, just live, nothing super in depth, but live. I'd love to look closer with you guys. And then on top of everything else that I was getting behind in, I started getting packages of books that I ordered. So I actually have 3 packages that I have to unbox. I'm not going to do them all today, but I thought it would be cool if I let you guys pick which of the 3 I should open today, which is why I called it a bonus unboxing. And then we'll open it up too. So it's going to be a little bit different, a little bit of a weird stream, totally different than norm, but that's okay because we're here and we made it. And so did these people. What is up, Mark's Music Obsession? Good to see you, man. I don't think I have talked to you in a while, or have seen you on stream in a while, partially because I've been MIA. But so good to see you first in the chat, and I'm glad I got to catch you at the right time for you to be able to join. And it sounds like you got a notification, which is awesome. And so did this person. So did Emo Trash. I am so glad that you got your notification as well. So something's working correctly in the algorithm. The robot overlords are paying attention today, which is really good to hear. because you never know. It's a total crapshoot every week, every day. The funny thing is one of the things I've been trying to do is keep up with something for my channel, just so it doesn't totally flatline when I'm busy. So I've been doing YouTube shorts, and the last few YouTube shorts I did were the Ghost Machine books. So I did Geiger #1, if you guys remember from my Wednesday comics, I was talking about the 3 Ghost Machine books. Geiger #1, Redcoat #1, and Rook Exodus #1. And then you guys voted to ask me to do Rook Exodus on a closer look video, which I did, and I posted that. But I still had Geiger #1 and Redcoat #1. And so what I did was I decided to do those as YouTube shorts. So I posted them, and YouTube shorts has been pretty good for me as far as getting views and engagement. And I think it's just something that YouTube as a company is pushing pretty big in the feeds of people. And so you get a lot of views, the quick hits. It's totally tapping into that like TikTok short attention span thing. So I'd say on average, I get anywhere from 400 to 500 from like 400 to maybe like 1,000 views on these shorts, which is awesome, right? And every now and then I'll get 1 or 2 new subscribers because of it. So it's great. It's worth it. It doesn't take me that much effort to post those. But speaking of, the reason I bring it up is speaking of YouTube's algorithm and like not making any sense was I think I posted Geiger #1, and it did well. It did what I was expecting. I was like, cool. And I usually track it and watch it and see what happens. And it did fine. And then I posted Redcoat #1, I think the day after. And it like started off really slow, which is, typical. Usually it's kind of like the curve is like it'll start slow, then all of a sudden it'll get into the feed, and then it'll taper off a little bit. But you'll see like a jump, right? Like where like hundreds will start adding on within a day or two. But Redcoat #1 kind of stayed flat, and it's like, oh, you've got 1 view. You've got 3 views. And I was like, huh, that's weird. And it stayed that way for days, and it was totally weird. I didn't do anything different. I did the review the same exact way I've done all my other YouTube shorts, which is 15-second reviews where I'm taking pictures of the pages and then just kind of doing a narration over it of a summary of the book in 15 seconds. I'm usually talking really fast, so to fit the plot of one book in 15 seconds is a little bit of a challenge, but it's fun. So I didn't do anything different. Redcoat #1 is a great book. It's really good. There's nothing bad about it. I didn't say anything negative about it. There's nothing controversial in it. And it just totally flatlined. So I think if I look at my channel, let me see. Let me look at my channel. I think it has like 15 views or something crazy like that. Let me see. And I thought it would like boost up after a while. It has 15 views. Meanwhile, like I posted recently Cobra Commander #3 and Cobra Commander #4, I think yesterday. But like Cobra Commander #3 is at like 1,100 views. Cobra Commander #4 is at like 437 views. Like those are average. But Redcoat #1 is sitting pretty at 15 views, which is so weird. So I don't know what was going on. I think the guy who's in charge of YouTube Shorts was maybe on break or totally missed out. But that was a big anomaly for me. I was just like, oh, that's weird. So yeah, anyway, glad that the notifications are working today for you guys. So Emotrust says, yay, good job, YouTube. Here we go. Awesome One is in the house. We saw him. Oh, I'm peeking a little bit. Saw him pop in here, and he said that you always know when I'm about to eat, Rocky. And like I said in the chat, I think it's the I smell the chicken. Something about you like making something out of chicken is usually what's going on when you're eating. So, but thank you for coming. Emotrash says she is doing well. Finals are almost over with. Yes. Only have one more, then I am free. Is that the end of your... Is that summer starting for you? Let's see, May, June. Is summer starting for you already? That would be crazy. I can't believe how fast summer is coming, which is part of the crunch of my schedule right now because all these end of school year things happening for my kids. And yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. Everybody's saying hello. Awesome one said he was watching Gothics on L.A. Reina Creole, which sounds like a cooking channel. I don't know. It's cheesy scallop potatoes with bacon. Wow. That's cool. I'm telling you, you need to start a cooking show or a cooking YouTube channel because anytime you talk about food, it always sounds good. Let's see. Indeed, that was gross. Be ashamed. Yeah, I don't know if you... I didn't even watch. I wasn't even looking on screen when I pulled those teeth out of my mouth. But there was a trail of slobber that came out. And I think because these teeth are red, it's kind of... I don't know. I feel like it made my spit look red. My teeth aren't bleeding. But it's part of Wednesday Comics, so I'll get to that in a second. There he is. I can say the same about you, Mr. Shanthan Jetty Art. How you doing, man? Thanks. We were texting a little bit yesterday. I was thinking of you. Your ears were burning because... Oh, I guess I can talk about this now. Perfect segue. Awesome one says, get your teeth checked. I will. So yesterday, I had a friend of mine reach out to me. And I guess there's this cool program in the city. If you are a local resident and you have a library card, you can get into some museums free. I think it's called Explore and Discover or Discover and Go, something like that. So my friend let me know about it. But basically there was one of the places that you could get into free. And I think you can do it once a year as a resident, was the Cartoon Art Museum. And there's a cartoon art museum in San Francisco, close to the marina, close to the water. And I've been there a few times. I've gone to some cool exhibits there before. And so he said, hey, you want to go to the Cartoon Art Museum? And I was like, yeah. And again, it was a beautiful day. We're getting some really beautiful weather. And I needed a break from being in front of the computer and just kind of jamming on all the things that I'm working on. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go hang out and go to the Cartoon Art Museum. So we went yesterday, and one of the exhibits that I know that I knew was one of their current exhibits, and I wasn't even sure if it was still there when I went, but it was a Dave Stevens Rocketeer exhibit, which... As many of you know, I know Shant has mentioned Dave Stevens many of times on his streams, but he is I'm a huge fan of his work. One of the most incredibly talented comic book artists ever. A master with the ink brush, beautiful draftsman with just appeal oozing out of his pencil, and has had an incredible career, not only with Rocketeer, and it's actually not a very he doesn't have a lot, didn't do a lot of work, and partially because he passed away quite young, but the work that he did was just like second to none. And so everything that he touched made an impact, and Rocketeer was one of those. It was one of the few creator-owned IP at the time that it came out, which was, I want to say, late 80s, early 90s, that he maintained control over and got the attention of, all the big companies, to the point where they made a movie out of it, which Joe Johnston directed, and it was a great movie. And he just got a lot of attention. He was like one of those artists. There's a handful of artists, comic book artists, that are like an artist that all the artists like revere. All the comic book artists, working comic book artists, revere. Everybody just loves their work, and Dave Stevens is one of them. So they had a exhibit of his work, not a huge exhibit, but they did have an exhibit of his like original artwork there, and they had There's a documentary that came out, I want to say last year, early last year, that was put together about his life and his work. And they were interviewing like incredible comic book artists like Adam Hughes and Jeff Darrow, and I think Jim Steranko, and a bunch of other people, his former wife, a lot of people. It was like a really in-depth biography documentary on his life. And they had that playing in the room of his retrospective. And the other cool thing was I knew that Dave Stevens did some concept work and storyboards on Indiana Jones, the original Indiana Jones. Steven Spielberg like loved his work, hired him to work on Indiana Jones. But then a less known thing that he worked on, not less known as in popular, but I didn't know that he worked on it, was he did storyboards on Thriller, on Michael Jackson's Thriller. So that was a cool thing because they had some of those, or photocopies of some of those boards at the exhibit. So anyway, incredible artist, and his exhibit was there. So I got to go see that. And then they also had an exhibit on Filipino comic book artists, which is near and dear to my heart for obvious reasons, or maybe not obvious reasons, but because I'm Filipino. So they had a whole exhibit of different Filipino artists, both living and some who had passed away, like contemporary and from the past. But like Alfredo Alcala and, oh my gosh, Ernie Chan and Rudy Nebres, like all these like incredible comic book. Actually, they didn't have Will Spartaccio, surprisingly enough. But Alcala's stuff was like unbelievable, was some of the best stuff. You guys, if you don't know Alfredo Alcala's work, check it out. He's an incredible artist. So yeah, it was like that exhibit and then the Rocketeer exhibit, and they had a few other things. But the cool thing out of that was I filmed in the space. So what I'm going to do in the future is do a spotlight video like I have been doing for the comic book stores, but I'm going to do it in the Cartoon Art Museum. So I was pretty excited about that I could take footage, and for those exhibits that were there, that I got to do footage of those exhibits. So yeah, that will be coming. When, I have no idea, but that will be coming soon, and that's what I got to do yesterday. All right, let's catch up here. Oh my goodness. Comrade Sammy, ever saved a tortoise's life before? That's what I did the other day. Dang, really? No kidding. That sounds cool. Was it like, let me guess, crossing the street and you stopped your car and helped it across the road? Maybe? I don't know. Let us know in the chat. That would be awesome. And welcome. It's good to see you, Comrade Sammy. You know, truth be told, for those of you who see my community tab, I posted like, oh, I'm super busy. And I posted a picture from the Cartoon Art Museum and a book that I picked up. Oh, where is that book? Oh, yeah, this book. This book, I picked this up at the Cartoon Art Museum. I might do something about this, or we could look at it later today if I have time. This is a really cool book. Cartoon Art Museum, what they do sometimes is they do a catalog of the exhibits they do. So in 2009, they did an exhibit on Gene Colan's work, and they put together a catalog. And so they're actually putting together a catalog. That's why. Hello. They're putting together a catalog of the Dave Stevens exhibit. And Shant was asking me that yesterday when I was texting him. So it's not out yet. I guess the curator of the museum, I met him. He was saying that it's on its way. It's literally done and it's being shipped to the Cartoon Art Museum right now. It's just too early to get one, but they should be getting them any day now. So when they do, I'm sure they'll mention it on their website, and then I'll go back and pick one up. And I told Shant I'd get one for him too, because I know how much Shant loves it. Awesome One says, turtle soup. Messed up. Chat Ninja finally makes an appearance. Oh, so that's what I was going to say. Oh my gosh, my brain is so scattered. Sorry, guys. What I was going to say was I posted the, I went to Cartoon Art Museum and that Gene Colan book, and I was like, oh, I'm really busy. Sorry, I'm missing MIA and miss hanging out with you guys. And then Comrade Sammy said, she left a comment and said, oh, does that mean you're going to stream today? And truth be told, that little nudge made me go, dang it, I should do it. It's Wednesday. So I blame you, Comrade Sammy, that I am here right now. But thank you. Thank you for checking in and commenting. It's stuff like that. Like if it was just crickets, then I'd be like, oh, it's okay. You know, no harm. Nobody's out there wondering where I am. But because you put that comment, it just like put a seed in my head of like, maybe I should do it. People are wondering. DJ Ronnie G has some pet turtles. Okay, cool. Dave Stevens. Yep, Shanth. You know it. Just cut sleeping out of the schedule, Rocky. Problems. I've already cut sleeping out of the schedule, to be honest. And I'm functioning on many cups of coffee now. That has taken the place of sleeping. So, yes, that is totally the college move. And I understand how you would come to that conclusion. And I have pulled that card many a times in my life, as my friends and my family can attest. But it catches up with you after a while. And I think I'm just going to fall over dead one of these days. But I used to be able to, I could run on fumes, but I think the amount of fumes and how long I can run on fumes is changing as I've gotten older. But I've always been like a late nighter, like pull an all nighter kind of crazy person. That's me. May the first be with you. May the first be with you too. You should give away the reviewed comics sometime in the future as a member's gift. You know what? That is a great idea. I thought of something like that. Some sort of way to, because I was thinking of like Patreon or like Substack. I know I've been toying around with the idea of how else could I connect with a community and how could I build it from different angles, not just through YouTube, but other things that I do. And so that's a really great idea. Awesome one. If you have seen that done on other YouTube channels or other social media channels, let me know, because I'd love to see examples of how that's worked really well. Because I'm wondering, like, you know, are people going to really want comic? Like, what's the difference of them just me reviewing a comic and sending it versus them going to a comic book store and buying it? And like, you got to pay shipping. That's fine, but it's like, I feel like there needs to be something else added to it. But that's a great idea. I'm glad you mentioned that. Choose the box of ramen from Shelby. I wish Shelby would send me ramen. That would be amazing. Notification. It's a Gundam Maven Cactus H. Are those your notifications that you got? WDW Pro. Huh. Okay. All right. Kind of following you. Not really. Holy moly. Playing in the background, always soothing to my ears. Mr. L Chung 79. How are you doing? How you doing? I'm happy to soothe your ears, knowing that you are not feeling well, my friend. L Chung 79 is a good friend of mine, albeit neighbor. And he's a buddy of mine who I hope one day to get on this stream. We're kind of massaging that angle, trying to get him comfortable with the thought. I've mentioned him before he's my friend that's really into, not only is he like comics and has read comics and knows a lot about comics, but he's really into toys, designer toys. So he'd be an interesting one to get that angle in here. So I got my eyes on you, El Chung 79, but I know you're not feeling well right now. So hopefully you're just catching up on all the YouTube stuff, doing a little work here and there, calculating how much wood I need to purchase. Huh? Awesome one says, welcome, I Chung. Hey, we should call you I Chung. It's actually L Chung, but I Chung sounds cooler. Soothing isn't the word I would use for Rocky's voice. Hey, now. I can be soothing. I can be soothing. Remember, you guys, I told you about that YouTuber I follow. His name's Heinz. That dude's he's got the bass upped on. Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. That's live right there for you. I just heard somebody come in. I was like, can you close my door? I left it open because of the cats, but time to close it. But that YouTuber I follow, Heinz, yeah, he's got the bass and the mids like really jacked up in his voice, and he just has a naturally soothing voice, and he does all these like work streams, and he's talking about his tea, drinking his tea. I can be soothing, Comrade Sammy. I can be a bit shrill too, sometimes too, but that is what is happening. Yep. Sammy is tired of all the Asian voices after watching so much Korean drama. Whoa. Comrade Sammy, are you a K-drama fan? This is something new. I have not heard this. My wife is a big C-drama fan, so I'm familiar with the obsession. Not that I follow it myself. When she's watching her shows, that means I am reading my comics or doing something else, or watching my YouTube shows. But K-drama. Interesting. YouTube madness as usual. Yep, always. But glad it's working for you today. John, how are you doing, man? Hello. Happy Wednesday, John. Glad to see you. The gang's all here. I'm wondering if Cranberry Landers is floating out there. And then the gang will be all here. All the familiars. Oh, okay, there's the answer. Comrade Sammy says, awesome one. I've never seen a Korean drama in my life. Okay, you know what? I would advise you not to, because from what I've seen, they're highly addictive. And there's so much content out there that once you start, there ain't no way you're going to stop. So yeah, it's not my cup of tea. Those kind of shows, the things, at least the reason my wife likes them a lot is they're predictable. And I don't like predictable necessarily as a storyteller. I'm not big into like stories that I can like foresee what's going to happen. And they're usually mostly about relationships, which I'm okay with. But when it's all just about a relationship, romantic relationship or parental relationship, I'm like, I need some like robots and killer robots and conspiracy mafioso alien monsters in a post-apocalyptic world. I kind of need some of that. But there are K-dramas that do have that stuff in it. I just haven't bothered looking for them myself. Anyway, so yeah. If you're not into it, Comrade Sammy, maybe don't get into it. Or else we'll never see you here. John says he's getting settled in. There he is. Hello. Hey, John. Everybody's saying hello to John. Do better, Rocky. I'll try. Here he is. Prayer time for you, Emo Trash. Is that for finals? Yeah. Awesome Cooks. Yes, Awesome Cooks would be a great show. Awesome One Cooks. Awesome Cooks. That would be good. Mark's Music Obsession says, had homemade chicken tenders and okra cooked in the air fryer. Oh, nice. Okra. I have not tried okra in the air fryer. My kids aren't a big fan of okra. I like okra, but I've never tried an air fryer, and that is a great idea because that would get rid of all the like sliminess, which is a big reason my kids don't like it. And I just actually recently ate, I think it was from Trader Joe's, but they were basically like super dried okra crisps. They must have put them in some sort of like dehydrator or something, and they're flavored, but they were awesome. They were really good. So, air fryer okra. That sounds good. Sounds very Southern too. Indeed, summer comes in early May for college, apparently, though it feels like actual summer is already here, because why is it already 90 degrees here? Yeah, that makes it hard to not look forward to summer when it's that warm outside. Can't start channel when I'm using someone else's recipe. You know what? I won't tell if you don't. Then again, I rarely use the ingredient amounts and just toss on willy-nilly. There you go. That's Awesome One style. It's just like, it could be like Swedish Chef. Like, You're just throwing it all in there, making it, eating it. There you go. John asking Shanth and Jetty Art if you're pizza living it up tomorrow night. How goes it, Shanth? Are you going to pizza live it? And he says, absolutely, John. Shanth is committed to pizza live. Can't say no to that. Is it all Pollock or piles of trash for art? I don't know. Rocky is going to rocket right over for Dave Stevens. I love Dave Stevens. Yeah. Rest in peace, man. That guy, he went too soon. And I know Shanth has great stories about meeting him. And I can't remember. We're always like, did we meet him at the same time at the same con? But we both met him, whether we were together or at separate cons. And he was incredibly friendly, just so generous and warm with his time. And I think part of it was he was less, at least my experience when I went to whatever con it was that I saw him at, he wasn't as popular as like the big artists at the time. And it was around the like image craze. So it's not like people were lining up to see him. And I think he was appreciative of people that were excited about his work. So I don't remember waiting in line at all. And it just gave me a lot of time to talk with him. But he was just super nice. I think, okay, if I recall it correctly, it must have been in 98 or 99 because I remember talking to him about The Matrix. And he was good buddies with Jeff Darrow. And so we were just in awe about The Matrix and how it was so faithful to Darrow's sensibilities. And I remember him particularly talking about the bullet casings falling towards camera when Neo is shooting the gun from the helicopter trying to free Morpheus, and like those bullet casings are dropping down and it's like this cool upshot. And he was just saying how that was so Jeff Darrow. And it's true. It's totally true. So it was, I remember that distinctly talking to him about that, but he was awesome. Emo Trash says, John, yes, definitely prayers for this final exam. It will definitely require my notes, possibly Google open in a different tab, but we don't need to worry about that. We won't talk about that. All right. Well, I hope you have a great exam. Always stressful, but you'll get through it. We have faith in you. Shanth, get painting so we can fill up a museum room. That's right. So we can have a retrospective of your art. Open Google exam. Oh, shoot. It's like recorded permanently here on chat now, Emo Trash. I mean, it's not, right? Let's see. My guess that it's after our class next Monday. He's not been clear about the dates. I am confused. Awesome one says, back in my day, our books were like 4 inches thick and we didn't know where the answer was in the book. Yeah, there was one time I got busted for, I was so stressed out. It was in middle school. And yeah, we had one of those super thick books. It was in Latin class. And I got busted for trying to mark my page of like the particular section that our test was on. And my Latin teacher found it. I will never forget it. His name was Mr. McCoy, Ray McCoy. And he pulled me aside and he took my test, and I knew I was like in big trouble. And then afterwards, he pulled me aside and he said, how's it going, Rocky? And I'm like, it's like, I was really nervous. I was like, oh, it's bad. And he said, are you really stressed out? Like, do you have a lot on your plate? And I was like, yeah, I just can't, like, I can't remember. It's like a lot of tests. And he said, okay. He said, well, next time just tell me. And, I'm going to give you another chance, but, this is your last chance. But I just want you to know, like, I want you to do well on this test. I don't want you to rely on like cheating to do well on this test. I know you can do well on this test. So I'm going to give you another chance next week when all the other things are over. And he did. And that totally affected me. I don't even remember how I did on the test. I think I did fine the second time I took the test, but it affected me because that teacher didn't punish me, and he knew me. He knew I wasn't like that. He knew that it was out of character for me to do something like that. And he wanted to know why I was doing something like that. So like just that care really impacted me. And I don't know where Mr. McCoy is. I don't know if he's still alive, but God bless that man. He really changed my life, and he was a great teacher. Like, we were learning Latin. Like, that was my foreign language that I took, and it's a dead language, right? So I don't even know why I took it. But I took 5 years of it because this teacher was so good, and he was such a great man. And he really saw me as a student beyond just Latin. He saw me as a student and really spoke into my life. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite teachers that I had. So, yeah, that was such an impactful moment. So hopefully, Emo Trash, you have some teachers like that. If not, Google Tap. Jonathan Jetty Art says, in Dave Chappelle's voice, he drew Thriller. I can't even do Dave Chappelle's voice. But yeah, that was pretty amazing. John says, what? Rocky is Asian? I am? Oh, dang. I didn't know that. Jonathan Jetty Art says, I ordered the Stone Omnibus by Wills. Really? I didn't even know they had an omnibus. Holy cow. I'm going to have to look at that now. Thanks a lot. Thanks for nothing. Awesome One says, I got an A+ in one class. It was a month-long block class with no other studies. That's great. Shantan Jetty Art going to have a watch party tomorrow morning of Tombstone too. Wow. Is that on Shant's channel or that's something separate? I know Shant loves Tombstone. So that sounds cool. Where are you doing that? Awesome One says, in Guam, whenever it rained, the giant frogs flooded the road. We tried our best to rack up points for not letting the frog cross the road. Oh boy. That sounds opposite of Comrade Sammy saving a turtle. What's happening on Shant's channel tomorrow? I don't know. Shant, chime in, dude. It's going to be 2 years before Rocky makes it down. It is. Dang it. Am I that far? Oh, gosh. Okay, wait. I'm going down. Here we go. Comrade Sammy. Wow, I am really far behind. Sort of. He was hiding under our car. And our car and my sibling accidentally crushed part of it. Oh, dang. So I stopped the bleeding. Oh, my gosh. Taped its shell back together with medical tape until we could get it to the wildlife care center. Oh, my gosh. That sounds eventful. Holy moly. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for doing that. I'm sure that turtle was happy that you did that. Or not happy, but like thankful that you did that. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen somebody hit a turtle or run over a turtle. I've always seen people stop for turtles. I've seen armadillos hit before. And raccoons and all that, but not a turtle or tortoise. Mark's Music Session says, okay, Brother Shant, I was expecting that one, but thought maybe an additional one also. No pizza link, Shant. Shant will post it. Emos Crash says, then cut showering and eating too. You know what? My wife would kill me if I cut out showering, so can't do that. Eating, sometimes. There's 3 meals in a day, so usually I'm lucky if I get 2. I had a great bagel with lox today, right after the comic book store. I went to Comics Experience, and there's an awesome bagel place that's only open around lunchtime called Schlock's, and they do great bagels. Bagels with like schmear and Schlock's, hence the name. Let's see. Mark's Music Obsession says, sorry, it's just like, you can sign it, Rocky, and draw a little pic. Would people really want me to sign a book that I didn't draw? I'm flattered. Draw a little pic? Maybe, yeah, maybe if I include like a drawing. That's a good idea. That would also force me to draw more. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I'm filing this away, guys. That would be cool. Okay, let's see. Nonsense. Fortunate I haven't any protests on any of my school's campus. Yeah, it's crazy what I've been seeing on the news. And I don't know if the news is just hyping it up or what, but yeah, it sounds crazy. Like, I know there's been big protests in Columbia, in New York, and UCLA, which is not too, It's in California. I know Berkeley too. They've been Berkeley. There's always protesting at Berkeley, but yeah, it looks pretty bad. Like, what's going on? I wish I could show you a video of the turtle walking after I fixed its shell. Maybe I should download Discord. Nah, that's never happening. All right, John's saying he's just trying to extend the chat here. I'm not going to try and even read that out. Okay, happy Wednesday. I am far behind. K-drama sounds like a lottery. Okay, I'm skipping, guys. I'm trying to be... Wow, I am way behind. Awesome one says, ugh, romance. Holy moly. I'm way behind. Men and women meeting each other and falling in love. You know, I'm down for a good romance story. I'm not really... I don't have a lot of patience for a predictable love story. Every time it always ends up, all the loose ends get tied. Everything happens, it's all great. Everything's smooth over. I'm like, that's not realistic. But then the other end of the spectrum, I remember there was a show called, was it Parenthood? And it was really good when it started because it just like hit the chord of like being a parent and how difficult it was. But then it got too real where I was like, okay, this is like me going through my day. So I fell off of that show really quick. I'm like, why do I want to watch this? I want to escape. I don't want to watch my life. John says you could come to the Tombstone watch party tomorrow. Nice. Tombstone. Oh, it's on Discord. All right. Well, then we're out. Hey, Katie. Now, Katie, if this is the Katie I think it is, aka Ice Queen, did you change your profile picture? Trying to confuse us all again? But welcome. That's okay. If it's not Ice Queen Katie, welcome to different Katie. But if it is Ice Queen Katie, welcome as well. Who's having the Tombstone watch party? That's how I got confused earlier. Yeah. Okay, Tombstone. We're not talking about Tombstone, although great movie. Oh, Katie's having the watch party. What? Okay, I'm so lost now. The college doesn't know my alias. Okay, so you think. Professor Emo. All right, I'm getting through. Can't read chat. Watching Rocky right now. All right, here we go. This is a worthy one. What's up, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969? How you doing, man? Long time no see. Thanks for being here and using a emoji that Ecamm doesn't recognize. Good vibes. Mr. Monkey Boy. Everybody's saying hello. There's the link for the Discord where I think they're having the Tombstone. No? Or is that a link to invite to Discord? I don't know. I don't know how Discord works. Oh, it is on Katie's Discord. She wasn't lying, or she wasn't joking. Nice. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I don't think I'll join because I'm not on Discord, but have a good watch. The Chat Ninja added vet tech to her resume. True enough. Okay. All right. Awesome one's in. John is my manager. Makes sense. I'm getting there, guys. Sammy is amazeballs. I have never used Discord. Maybe I'll check that out. What time is the watch party, Katie? I think it's 4:30 a.m. is what I read, which is crazy, but cool. Psycho was an unpredictable love story. That is so true, which is why it was an amazing movie. He loved his mama. That's right. I'd rather be shocked in that way than bored with predictability. I'll put it that way. So Hitchcock is a genius. Ice Queen on Discord, Rocky. Okay, gotcha. Yep, I'm getting that. I'm in the UK. Oh, no kidding. You're in the UK. That's amazing. So cool. And it's 9:30 a.m. UK. All welcome to my Discord. John's a little intimidating, but it's a calm Discord. John's intimidating? No way. John's a connector. He's a connector. Or there's a term I heard recently one of my friends was saying, telling me about a personality of a person was a galvanizer, which I thought was cool, but somebody who just kind of brings people together to accomplish something. So that sounds like John. You're not streaming at 2:30 in the morning. Yes, it is Ice Queen Katie. All right, cool. See, I'm on it. Even though I'm behind in chat, I'm on it, guys. I'm sharp. Even with 3 hours of sleep, I'm sharp. And coffee. Hire me, John. I'll make fun of you for money. Okay, cool. Look, I made it. Hooray, I made it through the chat. And it's only been almost an hour. Good night. Okay. All right, cool. John is a recruiter. He is. He really is. And it's awesome. I love it. Okay, so what do we want to do? All right. El Chung 970 unboxing. Okay, wait, unboxing or comics first? Well, okay, what I'll do is I know. I will show you guys the packages. I labeled them ABC. You can look at it, then think about which ones you want, which one of the 3 you'd want me to open. And then while you're doing that and formulating and put A, B, and C in the chat, and then we'll tally it, I guess. Is that going to be a nightmare? No, I guess there's not that many of you guys, so it won't be crazy. While we're doing that, I'll start going through the comics, or I could do the unboxing first, I guess. Yeah. I'll show you guys the unboxing first, and then let me know if you want me to unbox first, or we could take a little side journey to the comics, because I do have quite a number of comics to get through. So let me get set up here to show you, get things out of the way so it's not too messy. All right. So, oh wait, this has to do with comics. I'll talk about that later. All right, here we go. So, for a while, well, not even a while, maybe just a week, I didn't get anything. And then all of a sudden I got a lot of things. So here is the first package. It's about this thin. I'm gonna label that A. So it's kind of this size-ish. Let me see. How can I show you comparison? I always love the comparison size, because how would you really know? Like, this is a regular comic book size. So the package is big. Not to say the thing inside is this big, but that's just in comparison. Package A bubble envelope, relatively thin, larger in size. Here's package B, a thicker package. There's a little bit of a hint there on the drawing. I won't mention it, but some of you guys might recognize that and might know what it is. Or C, which is also in a similar packaging. Comics, guys. If you haven't figured it out, it's comics. So C is not as thick as B, but close. B is a little bit bursting from the seams. So ABC. What do you guys think? Meanwhile, in the chat, Mark's Music Obsession says 9:30 UK is 3:30 for me. I know the time difference because I watch several UK shows live. Really? No kidding. Like, what shows? What are they about, Mark? Is it like BBC or sports? I'm curious now. John says decisions. Rocky on voting day must be a nightmare. Yeah, you said it, man. Hey, open that bubble gum full of air. It might be. You never know. It's a picture of John, maybe. Know what B is. I vote C. Aha! John's smart man. He's familiar with these parts. It's a turkey. Mark's Music Obsession says A. We got 1 vote for A, 1 vote for C. People know what B is. I might do other unboxings later. Oh, dang it, L Chung 79. Now there's 1 vote for each. Why does this always happen to me? You guys are the worst. /best. Yeah, I don't think Elchung79 would know what B is, so I can understand why he would pick that one. C, standard Gemini mailer. A, thin bubble wrap, larger envelope. Awesome one says A. 2 votes A. Awesome one says D. Of course he does. Maybe it's a pony. It could be. C. I think we got what? 2 votes C. Dang it. 2 votes A. B is falling behind. Oh, Comrade Sammy says C. 3 votes C, if I'm tallying correct. Mark's Music Session says, oh, poll. Yeah. Wait. Wait, can I do that? I know you guys already voted. Can I do that, though? I don't know if I can do a poll. Wait. Engage your up. Start a poll. Yes. All right. I've never done this before, or I would have had it already. Sorry. Unbox. Which package should I unbox? Okay. I'm going to say A, B, C. There we go. All right. I made a poll. Wow, that's my first poll. So for those of you who already voted, please vote again. Because that's cool. Look at that. Wow, it's moving. I'm so easily amused. Look, it's moving. C is one. All right, cool. Nice. Awesome one. You started this. Is one French? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. One is a waffle. Oh, boy. I'm not going to even try. John, Rocky's learning. I am. See, I'm not too old. You can teach this old dog new tricks. Emo Tress says, I've got my notebook in front of me, but haven't found the inspiration to doodle anything yet. That's okay. You can doodle a poll. Emotional damage. Emotional damage, hopefully. Voted in the poll. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm even all my option. I don't. How does this work? Because I don't know what you guys are seeing. I'm just seeing this. Oh, there it is. That was weird. I guess the live updating. Wow, that's pretty cool. Both A and C right now are 40%. Oh, C. Oh, wait. Are you guys not changing your votes? Because it's going cuckoo. You guys are confusing me. Emotional. All right. I'm going to end. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I know as the poll is here, maybe everybody voted already, who knows? But as the poll is here, I'm going to I'll look at one book from my collection or from my Wednesday, and then we'll keep the poll running for just a little bit more. Yeah, this is totally interactive, people. Oh, okay. I'll start with this book. Do you guys remember that one? Let me switch views here. I was talking about this one book that I looked at many stores. I think I went to 3 different comic book stores the week this came out, and I couldn't find this book. But I found it today at Comics Experience, so I was pretty psyched. I think they restocked it. I was, because this was a store where I was like, oh, you guys don't have this book, and one of the people that works there was like, oh, we don't have one for sale. We sold out, but I can let you look at it in the copy in somebody's box. So it looks like they reordered a few more issues because I found it today. But the big reason why I picked up this book was because of the artist. I follow him on Twitter X, Patrick Piazzalunga. Maybe he's Italian. Who knows? But he's a great artist, and I know nothing really about this book or the author, the writer. But I love the artwork, and there was a koala with a chainsaw on it, which looked pretty cool to me. So, so yeah, they had it today, and I grabbed it. I was like, oh, cool! I could finally get it. Poll is moving. We're at C. Looks like one of the winners. All right, but let's flip through this book really quick. So yeah, I don't know anything about this story other than it's called Monsters Are My Business and that I like the artwork, which is often how I pick up books. I'm like, I don't know anything about this, but I love the artwork. Very rarely do I pick up a book where I know everything. That's not true. There are some books that I have my eye on that I'll go after, but I do love discovering books that are new, that I've never heard of before, and that just grab me from the rack. Like that says a lot. And in this case, it's not like I'm sitting there reading the books in the store. So more oftentimes than not, I'll pick something up and put down money for it if I like the artwork. And I really do like his artwork. There's a lot of monster violence in this one, but I love this little cute, this little cute koala. Whenever you mix cute and violent, for those of you who knew that I had worked on Happy Tree Friends in the past, that it's just a perfect combo because it's just that contrast between cute and violent is a really funny thing. So this kind of taps into that. It's really fun style, and I joked around that maybe he's Italian, but I think maybe he is because it definitely has this Euro flavor to it from the artwork standpoint. But yeah, it's cool. I'm guessing they're like monster hunters, maybe. I have no idea why there's a koala with a chainsaw. I love the colors. The colors feel pretty cinematic. With a slightly cartoony style. The coloring, Marco Bracco. Haven't heard of that guy either. Yeah, I don't know much about this creative team. I know Cullen Bunn has written a number of things, but I don't know. No, I don't know any books that come to mind here. But pretty cool. So yeah, once I read this book, it'll be interesting to see if I would like to pick up the second issue. Oh my gosh, so many books have so many ads these days. Like a good portion of the books are all ads now. There's that book, Helen of Windhorn. I did see this book today. I didn't pick it up, by Matt Kint, and Dan McDade. It was a larger format book, and it's called If You Find This, I'm Already Dead. It was kind of cool. I'm not a big fan of the large format books. Unless it's like a creator that I'm really into. But for a new creator to come out with a large format book, it always feels, I don't know, it feels a little odd. Like there's a company out there called DSTLRY, DSTLRY. And they have a whole bunch of creators affiliated. It's like it's similar to Ghost Machine, where they're all in as far as like they own a stake in the company. And they're producing all of their books at this larger digest format. I have one of them. Let me grab it. Oh no, that's not it. Where did I put that book? I thought I had it. Huh. It's weird. Where did I put that book? Oh, it's right in front of my nose. I wasn't expecting it to be in a plastic. This was their debut book. And see how big that format is, and it's how wide it is. And it's cool. Like Jock is one of, I don't know if you guys know the artist Jock. He's one of the creators that's affiliated with it. He's good. This is his book, and he came out with a story called Gone. That's an ongoing thing. It's this sci-fi kind of story. It's cool. This one just came out from, do you guys know the artist Eduardo Rizzo? He's working with Brian Azzarello on this book. It's like, it just came out today. It's like a Western, and it's in this style. Like a full book in this style. This book that came out, the first book from DSTLRY, this came out maybe 4 or 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. It was kind of, it's like a smattering of all the different creators that affiliated with DSTLRY. I'm not a huge fan of the kind of stories they're telling to. A lot, they're not superhero stories. They're more psychological. Yeah, how would I explain DSTLRY stories? They have a few titles out, but yeah, they're not so much superhero stories. So yeah, kind of psychological, definitely horror, some like dark, mature content. But it's cool. I mean, I picked up this first one, but this is the only one from DSTLRY that I've picked up. And then they're producing toys too, which is interesting. They connected with this creator, this toy designer, Junko Mizuno. Yeah, here's all the creators from DSTLRY. So anyway, Elsa Charretier, she's a French artist. I love her work. I've done a couple of videos about her stuff before. I probably will do some more in the future. She's actually, I'll talk about her more maybe in the future streams or something, because she just crowdfunded a movie, a short movie with her fiance. And they came out, when you crowdfund the movie, you're also purchasing like a behind the scenes storyboard book, and also I think an art or comic that she made. And she's got a great style. I have a bunch of books by her. Oh, speaking of which, the video, which I haven't done yet, the Darwin Cook solo video, I had mentioned last time how much I love Darwin Cook. Well, her style definitely is in that vein of Darwin Cook stuff. Very gestural, very animated feeling to it, but she's incredible. And her and her fiance created really good YouTube content too. If you do a search on her name, she has a YouTube channel, but she hasn't been posting much for the last year or so because I think they've been focusing on their short film. I'm sure it's a lot of work, but they produce very, very high quality YouTube comic book content where she would like dissect a panel, or she would like talk about certain creators she liked, or she'd do interviews. It was awesome. It was really great. It was before I was even thinking of doing YouTube myself. I would watch her stuff. So yeah, I think a future stream or something, I'll probably do a focus on her because she's got a lot of great work and she's doing something very unique in the space of comics. So that's a total side note, but yeah, just that format, this size, is the same size. I'm like, how did I get on this train of thought? Is the same size as this book was a larger format book, and so I decided not to pick it up. Okay, so that was one book that I picked up today. All right, let's see where the poll is. The poll says, I'm going to end it. 50% says C. Okay, cool. We'll do C. I will unbox C, but let me catch up with the chat first before I do that. Mark's Music Session said he voted. All right. Okay, you guys are having great conversation here. Awesome One says, I used to go to BN, Barnes & Noble, and read as many graphic novels as possible. And then one day was like, maybe this will close down the store. Yeah. Oh, were you talking about like reading in the store? Yeah, it's true. It's like it becomes more of like a library than actually purchasing. And now look where we're at. Now all the Barnes & Nobles are closing. There's only I can count on one hand how many Barnes and Nobles are open near me. Is there any published work of Happy Tree Friends? They did I want to say they did a comic. I think it might have been, I'll have to ask my friend Ken, who is one of the creators, who I've been meaning to get on my show, but he's not jumped at the request. He would be great. Ken is so funny. He's such a funny guy, and he loves comics. He's such a comics nerd, way more than me. So yeah, I'd love to get him on my show. I'll have to re-engage him with that conversation. But I do believe they did a comic. I just can't remember where it was produced. Maybe it was like a Comic-Con exclusive, something like that. And the person who did the artwork was Rody Montillo, who is the other co-creator of Happy Tree Friends. And he is a comic artist by trade. He did a self-published book called Pablo's Inferno. Do I have that book here? I feel like my streams always go like this. I'm like, do I have that? Give me a second. Let me look at the shelf. And then I will open up box C. Pablo's Inferno. Oh, whoa. I think it's in my other box. No. Oh. I think that's in my independent box. Yes. Oh, I hope one day to get Rody on this stream. He would be great. He's kind of shy. Rody's the sweetest guy you'd ever meet. But he is kind of shy. But he did this book, oh my gosh, 2004. This is before self-publishing was a thing. He got a grant, a Xeric grant, to do this book. See, I even signed it. Rody Montillo, called Pablo's Inferno. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this book. But it's about this boy who gets hit by a car and dies. And he ends up in hell. And he's got to find his way back. And he's this sweet kid. And he meets these crazy characters. And it was so unique. And at the time he did this, I think this was before he did this book, I want to say right out of college. And then after that, he got hired to work on Happy Tree Friends. And so he was the main designer on Happy Tree Friends. But it's so cool because in this book, you see like the evolution of his style. He's got this cool indie vibe here at the beginning, and then it starts getting more refined towards the end. You can see some of Rody. If you look up Rody, I think his website's like rodymontijo.com. He created also a property called Halloween Town. Like he's big on Halloween. He loves Halloween. And he celebrates it like the fun aspect of it. He even did a short animated project. He wanted it to be kind of like Charlie Brown's Christmas, but for Halloween with his characters from Halloween Town. And now Rody does children's books. But he's a big comic book guy, and this is a fun book. I should go over this on stream one day or do a review of this. The cool thing is he got pinups, and one of the people he got a pinup from was Sergio Aragonés, which is awesome. Wait, who's this artist? This is amazing. And he also got bunch of different artists. Look at that. Mike Mignola did a pinup for him. This is Ken Navarro, the guy I'm talking about. He did a pinup too for Rody. So yeah, Rody published this. He published a few different editions of this. I'm trying to think if you guys know any of these other artists that did pinups for him. Let me look at the names. And this is so Rody. He'll do like these little activities Connect the dots. Like him and another friend of mine, Jamie Baker, who's another comic book artist. Jamie Baker's a artist that works in animation, but he also is an incredible comic book artist. I've definitely wanting to review some of his books as well, and have him on stream if I can. But Jamie and Rhodey would have these booths at Comic-Con, and they would just get more and more elaborate, and Rhodey would make these huge like standy kind of displays, and they were incredible. They had a great location at Comic-Con for the longest time. I don't think they do it anymore. Anyway, it's awesome because Rhodey is Mexican American, and he taps into that mythology in this book. It's really fun. All right. I am so off track. It's not even funny. There's an anime about a detective boss is dead, but she sometimes shows up to show him hints at what's going on. Cool. What's the name? I'd love to know what that is. Ads for dummies, left or right? Okay, I'm once again behind. Let's see. When they come out with backwards Twix, I'm trying it for myself first. Okay. Sweet. C1? Yep. Okay, well, opens up C. Come on, Marty has been on your show twice already, Rocky. Your other friend should take a page out of Marty's book. Yes, I'm going to see Marty. I just saw Marty recently, and I almost saw him on Monday, but then I couldn't do it. I'm going to see him on Friday. But yeah, we got to get Marty on here again. I just got to figure out a new book to show him. I bet you I can figure out one. But yeah, I want to get Marty on again. I got a lot of good friends, a lot of good dudes that would be great on stream. It's just a coordination thing and a willingness to do it. But I got a lot of people that I know, both who are artists themselves or in the animation industry or in the comics industry, and those who aren't, but that would just be fun on YouTube. So I'd love to share those guys with you guys. John's laughing. You were shy too. How long was Sean streaming before you tried? Sean was streaming years before I did. Years. And he's still going. He's going strong. Why would a sweet little kid end up in hell? That's a good question. I think it was like in limbo. Maybe I don't remember the story. I don't exactly remember the story. I don't think it's not a Christian story, more so just like the idea of like Dante's Inferno more, I don't know, look at these creepy clowns. So yeah, it's not like based on, I don't know. I'd have to reread it. I'm embarrassed. I don't know this story off the top. I haven't read this in a long time. So I'll let you know. Mark's music session. That's a really good question. He's shy, writes a literal hell story of a comic. Yeah, that tracks. No, if you met Rhodey, he is like the nicest. He's just like a little kid. He's like my age, like middle-aged. But he's so kind, so sweet, very gentle guy, very shy. Oh gosh, you guys are talking about Thai food. Love it. I ate at a good Thai food restaurant last Saturday. Very good. I like glass noodles. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hungry now. Wait, let's not talk food yet, guys. Not yet. Don't lie. There are no tracks for you to be off of. That's true. Who are we kidding? Okay. You and Shant need to stream together. Do you hear that, Shant? Shant and Jetty, we need to stream together. We do. We will. A Dante homage. Yes, I think it's more like that. Read the story, Mr. Groomsman. I could just sit here and read it. Pablo. I won't do that to you guys. Okay, let me open up book three. Hello. Package C. Man, my pile is already messed up. Oh my gosh. I can't track anything. Okay, so you guys picked package C. I don't even know what this is. So this will be fun. This will be a surprise for all of us. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. This is a good one. I mean, they're all good one. I wouldn't have bought if it wasn't. But now I remember. This one I just got off of eBay. Where did I see this? I'd never even heard of this before, which is shameful because I should have. Okay. This is a classic John Buscema book. It's a Wolverine book. Bloody Choices. Do you guys know this? I had never heard of this before. I saw somebody else. Somebody was referencing Buscema artwork, which I love, right? John Buscema is one of the greats. Speaking of like Gene Colan, right? Gene Colan came a little bit before John Buscema. Maybe they were contemporaries. I think he came before John Buscema, but they definitely worked at the same time at Marvel. And John Buscema was the artist on How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. One of the greatest to ever do it. All about the like dynamic storytelling. Can draw anything. But I had never heard of this story or this graphic novel. And so I saw it somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it. I want to say it was somebody's YouTube video or something was talking about John Buscema's work. And I was like, what is that? And so after I saw the review, I was like, okay, I need to own that. And I looked it up on eBay and found it. So here it is. Wolverine, Bloody Choices. Okay, let's see. Well. Cranberry Langers in the house. Package due. Package C, package due. How are you doing, man? Welcome. I haven't talked to you in a while. Hope you are doing good. Thanks for commenting on my post, my community post. I was asking people, I was like, hey, I hope you guys are still reading comics. And Cranberry Langers was like, nope. And I'm like, what? But I understand it's costly. There's many more things you should be spending your money on, especially I know you're moving or have moved recently. So no guilt. But anyway, you can live vicariously through my crazy pile right now. So yeah, this is the one that was voted on. Joe Jusko did the cover here, not Buscema. But this is fun. If you can guess who this is not a banana hammock. This is an eye patch. You can guess who is in this book. So yeah, this is a John Buscema classic, which I had never heard of. Super cool. Gregory Wright is the color artist, and it as with these like special edition volumes, where before these were few and far between. They didn't really do these a lot. So when they did them, I know like God Loves, Man Kills was one, and let me try to think. Just a few that they did at this time period. They would do this like painted treatment, like watercolor. I know they'd put a little bit more money. They'd be a larger size format. But check it out. John Buscema doing an exciting Wolverine story. I don't know what the story is about. I love the coloring on it, though. Like, you didn't see this kind of coloring. This is pre-computer coloring, I think. That's cool. That's a cool Wolverine panel. Like a shark. This is awesome. It's really moody and gritty. Wow. The colors are beautiful in this. For a book of this time, let's see, when did this come out? I think this might be... So Ralph Macchio wrote his foreword in 1991. I think this is a first printing. Yeah, 1991. Oh my gosh. This is like came out when I was in high school and I've never heard of it. This is awesome. But yeah, so this was definitely pre-computer coloring, but they spent the money for this kind of airbrush and watercolor, it seems like, for these grads that they added in here. Wow. This is beautiful. Look at that Wolverine. That is so cool. John says, Rocky is clueless at the moment, lost in his comics. Indeed, as per usual. It's fun. You know, I've been so like swamped with all the other stuff, all the non-comic stuff, that I've really been sad that I haven't gotten down to sit down and read any comics or talk about them or share them with you guys. Usually at night before I go to bed, I like to chill out by reading whatever comic it is I'm reading. But the last few days, it's been so late, either I'll just go straight to bed, or if I try and start reading it, I'll like fall asleep while I'm reading it. So that's been kind of sad. So I think that's why I went a little nuts today with going to the store, getting the books I did, which I haven't shown you all, and then all these packages. I'm like, I gotta inject comic into my veins. Colors are awesome in this, and the artwork's amazing. Wow, this is a keeper. Holy moly. I love this kind of stuff. Like, this is sophisticated coloring for when it wasn't normal to do this kind of coloring. Again, they're probably putting in more time and money in this kind of presentation. But look at the like rim, like this beautiful like cool rim lighting here that they're doing on the coloring. There's Mr. Fury himself, Wolverine, Nick Fury's story. Whew, this guy's amazing. That looks like somebody named Piazzalunga. It's the dawn. Cranberry Lander says, I think I might know that comic. Cool. Yeah, I had never heard of it before. I don't even know what the story's about, but it seems like this very Nick Fury Wolverine story, but like just this gritty intrigue, not superhero-y kind of story. I love it. I love Buscema's version of Wolverine. I don't think I've seen it that often. This is all these like in shadow kind of moments with Wolverine are incredible. Cranberry Lander says, I didn't get the notification, so you know, other people did that normally don't, so who knows what's going on. Cranberry Lander says, I live vicariously through thee. Thank you. Yeah, I will gladly share this joy of comics with you guys. Here's a nice color treatment. I know I'm talking so much about the colors, but the artwork is so good. Like the drawings themselves are so good, but I'm a little taken aback and blown away by the coloring in this. It feels really sophisticated for 1991, even for now, for 1991. It just goes to show you don't have to make everything so highly rendered and realistically rendered and perfect skin tones and all that and lens flares and blurs. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, this is pure comics for me. I love it. And I think because Buscema's inking himself, it lists him as the artist, so there's not an inker. I feel like the ink lines are a lot more, surprisingly, a lot more, they're not as thick as I normally associate Buscema's ink lines. Like, a little bit more delicate, if that makes sense. Even though they're dynamic still. This is cool. Love this green tones. Wow, these colors are excellent. I don't normally go gaga over colors from the early time periods, but these are great. His Wolverines are on point, man. Holy moly. I'm so glad I got this book. This is great. You guys, I recommend it. If you love Wolverine, if you love Nick Fury, if you love John Buscema, this is everything. Holy moly, look at this. So good. I'm so glad I found this. Good choice, guys. C was the right choice. Yeah, this definitely had like, they had to use airbrush here. That was another thing. looking at Dave Stevens. So I'm going to do a video of the Cartoon Art Museum and you'll see it because I took like close shots of his artwork. But the painted stuff he did, he used acrylic and airbrush quite a bit in his painted work. And for those of you who know Dave Stevens' art, his painted work is phenomenal. But like the airbrush, I've never used an airbrush before. So I don't even know the kind of control you need to have. And it freaks me out how like airbrush just seems like, I don't think I'd have any control. I wouldn't be able to control. It just would look all like splattery for if I were to use an airbrush. But yeah, they must have used an airbrush to get this. But like, can you imagine in that time to see this so cinematic with the very limited tools they had? It's awesome. And then like, look at this. Like, this is not what you would imagine coloring to do. You see the browns of Wolverine's suit, and I'm not even talk about like how they're tinted to be cool along with this like nighttime scene. Like, that's amazing in it. The color theory and amazing in and of itself. But like, I guess Gregory Wright is instead of just my natural inclination would be like, oh yeah, it's brown, so it's all brown here, blah blah blah. He lets the cool color from the environment bleed into this area right here. That's amazing. It just makes it feel so much more sophisticated. And again, these like really subtle highlights that he's using, the color of the environment on the highlights here. That's not normal for the time period. It's great. Holy moly. Yeah, all this airbrushing here. Look at that. See that color like that? That's great. Wow. His Wolverine's awesome. Oh my gosh. Wow, look at that. That's awesome. I don't know what happened to this dude's eye. What happened to this dude's eye? Did he get yanked by the barbed wire? Oh my gosh. That's brutal. Does that have anything to do with Nick Fury? Wow, that's cool. This is really good. Bloody Choices. I have never heard of this before. And now you guys have those, so congratulations. Good choice, everyone. This was an awesome choice. All right. Emo Trash asking about sleep. Yeah, who sleeps? I think I do recognize that book. Cranberry Landers says. L Chung 79 says looks good. Yeah. Cranberry Landers says sleep is for pansies. Amen. L Chung says gotta go, folks. Great being able to spend some time in here with you. See you later, L Chung. Good seeing you here, man. I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure. Mr. Monkey Boy says 1969 says Nick Fury. I'm in. Nick Fury's such a cool character. When he's done right, he's really exciting and just a fun, a lot of fun stories with him. So yeah, this, I haven't read it yet, but this seems spot on for who Nick Fury is. It's like cigar chomping, eye patch wearing, like take no prisoners kind of dude, never back down. So cool. Pizza Medi. What? Wolverine, you say? Hey, Art and Times of J. Ryan. Yes. Hey, have you seen this book, Art and Times of J. Ryan? I'm sure you have. You seem like a comics aficionado. This is my first time seeing this, or looking through this. I just recently saw somebody do a review, or I can't remember, snapshots of it or something, but I was like, what? I have never heard of that book. So it's awesome. Really good. I like the memory people. Yeah, that so good. That technique. I feel like with limited tools, sometimes we have all the tools, like all the chat GPTs, all the AI can do anything for us. And it makes you like not be creative. It's when you have those limitations, do you really start thinking of creative ways of solving your problem or communicating your idea? And this is a brilliant way of doing it. Awesome One gives this a million stars. Everybody's saying hello to Art and Times of J. Ryan. Groomsman discovers an ancient artifact. Yeah, there's so many comics out there. Yesterday when I was with my friend at the Comic Art Museum, he was like, "Oh, have you read this book?" And the kind of books he reads are more like not historical, but they're more stories that have to do with human condition and immigrant struggles. He really gravitates towards those, and he just finds them like through the library or through the internet or whatever. So he's asking about all these books, and I've never heard of that book or that one or that one, and it just made me realize like I feel like I know quite a bit about comics, or I've been exposed to a lot about comics, but then I also realized like I don't know that much about any comics because it could just be anything. Even the exhibit on the Filipino comic artists that I looked at, like the range of what kind of comics they were all drawing is unbelievable. And that's the beauty of it. You know, it's just about telling stories, and you can tell them however you want, and you can tell whatever kind of stories you want to. And there's a million different ways to do it. So it's amazing. John says, I used to think you didn't have to be an artist to be good at airbrushing. Overheard someone saying that as a kid. No, you do. There was a guy at my college who I went to college with, and he would do his art projects a lot with airbrushing, and they were horrible. Like he didn't know what he was doing. It was really bad. Mark's Music Obsession said, tried using an airbrush once or twice long ago for some radio control models. I wasn't very good with it. Yeah, I mean, I've used spray paint before for like costume stuff for Halloween. And that already is like hard to control. Like, sure, I can spray the color on that, but to be able to layer it properly and not get it like, overdo it or like get it to hit the gradient exactly where you want. It's so hard. It takes a lot of control. Art and Times J. Ryan says, that's a great compliment. Awesome one. What did you say? Jay says, Jay draw. Oh, yeah, that's a great compliment. And that's great. Art and Times of J. Ryan is a great artist. So, yeah, comparing him to Buscema, sure, man. That's amazing. John, how many van murals have you done? Got to know your airbrush if you're doing van murals. I like the explosion, the screaming face. Yep, that's awesome. Looks like a good book. It is. I'm excited about it. Very excited to read this. Nick Fury. People loving Nick Fury. You'd also probably, yes. Okay, so I do know that one, Scorpio Connection. I am very familiar with that one. So, but yeah, I had never heard of this one. Weird. They make a good pairing though. Throw the keys of the Lamborghini to kid learning to drive. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, Howard Chaykin was the Scorpio Connection. That one's pretty classic. And that classic poster, side by side poster of the two guys. Comrade Sammy, you're too loud. John can't hear. Katie's saying hello to Jay. Okay, cool. So we unboxed that. So that's all the unboxings, I think, that I'll do today. So I'll save the other two, maybe. But thanks for voting for that one. Okay, so the next book I'll switch over to the books that I picked up. You guys saw Monsters Are My Business. This one is a new book from Dustin Weaver. I have done a review on My Wednesday Comics about Dustin Weaver's Paklis series. And this is such a unique book that he's putting out. It's kind of crazy. But he is so good of an artist. And it's almost a crime how good of an artist he is. Like, I feel like he's not as popular as he should be with the amount of talent that he has. And he shows it off in this Paklis book, which is like a independent book he's doing through Image of just different stories he's come up with, he's created with, and sometimes he works with his friends, but it seems like he's been working on these stories for a long time just on his own. But the influences that I see in his work, and I know Dustin Weaver, I think he's definitely worked for like Marvel, and I'm pretty sure DC. I know he worked for Wildstorm, but his own original stuff is unbelievable. Some of the influences that I see in it is definitely like Mobius. He can draw anything. Like, look at these environments. Unbelievable. Crazy environments. So cinematic. And so he came out with this book, Paklis, and it's just a compilation of different short stories, different ongoing stories that he's just writing or creating on his own. I think he released the first Paklis. I have all of them up to this one. This is number 8. And I have 1 through 7, and he even did a 0 recently, a number 0. But I think the first one came out like 5 years ago. Like, it's been a long going. Probably because he's filling in the gaps by working on his own stuff. But he just gets better and better every time I see his work. So good. Like, really, his drawing ability is a bit mind-blowing. And so this new issue came out, and one of the main stories of this character is this character Hero. And I think he might have introduced Hero before. I know Amnesia Cycle is an ongoing story he's doing. So they're all different stories. There are some pretty sci-fi-ish. Most of them are sci-fi-ish. They're not related. They're just different stories. But like, look at his drawings. Like, holy moly. He can draw perspective. His work, he can draw characters, designs, and then he'll flip-flop into these different styles. This one story that he did, oh boy, I can't even remember. What was the name of that story? I think it was with this character, but he flipped into this like black and white style with Zipatone, and then he went into this like Mobius style. It was awesome. So cool. He's influenced by Japanese anime, I'd say, somewhat, but European, feels very Euro. Let me know if you think so, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, being the BD fan that you are, but it definitely has a Euro/Asian style to it. And this guy Hero is Asian, and I love like how he like hints at it with the character design. He looks Asian in his character design, but not like so obviously Asian. And then this ongoing story, Amnesia Cycle, and it's a little bit more loose. He has this limited color palette. In one of the books, he talks about just the origin of the story or whatever. And I think one of these he would just draw like on his iPad when he was on a plane. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you could draw this on an iPad? So yeah, this is a little bit more looser, limited color palette. So I love how he can like jump from style to style, but they're all really, really cool. And yeah, just really fun, engaging stories. And this new one came out. I don't know if he's going to be regularly put. Look at these character designs. Holy cow. So good. Has like a Ghost in the Shell kind of vibe to it. Yeah, this is another ongoing story he does, Sagittarius. It's like this. He even did a story with like his daughter, I think, in one of the books. And then yeah, he'll give this like kind of his backstory on certain things. It's cool. I love it. I love to support creators that are trying different things and that can own the things that they're trying. So yeah, this one came out today. Paklis number 8. You can also follow Dustin Weaver on Twitter. I don't think he has a YouTube channel. Probably has an Instagram, but he's definitely on Twitter. I've interacted with him a bit here and there when I reviewed his stuff. So check it out. If you like the way that artwork looked, I recommend Paklis number 8. Support the dude. This is obviously a labor of love, but he's just really talented, and he should be getting a lot of praise for his work. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Comrade Sammy says there's another turtle on the porch. Uninjured, don't worry. Don't run over this one, Comrade Sammy. Train them to be chat ninja turtles. That would be cool. I could see that. Maybe it's a teenage, maybe mutant ninja turtle? Somebody should make that an idea. Katie says, thanks, John. Sleep is not my friend tonight. You're going to fall asleep during the watch party. Sleep party? Ooh, that sounds wrong. That hotel double page is great. Yeah, isn't it? The colors are awesome too. Like very atypical colors. I love how he does this wide screen titling. It feels like a movie. Awesome one says amazing. Mobius with a dash of Francois Chuitin. That sounds familiar. What has he done? Okay, now I know that name. Now I'm going to look it up. Francois Chuitin. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, definitely Euro. That's a good comparison. Love it. Yep. Comrade Sam said, I didn't run over the... Okay, sorry. Was it your sister? The lack of sleep helps her fit in the crowd in these parts. All right, cool. Okay, so that was the second book I picked up, Paklis. Third book, Duke, number 5. I've been loving... You guys know I've been loving the Energon universe stuff. There's another Duke. Here's another book with great colors, great artwork, fun story. If you remember the last issue, I think it was part of my live poll. We didn't vote this one to be a closer look, which is fine. But the Duke ran into the bats at the end of that last issue. So here he is fighting. And then it's leading up to even Cobra Commander, the book. I think I just finished issue 4. Was it issue 4? Yeah. At the end of that, it's pointing the direction towards Destro. And so now you can see like Destro's here. So I think they're all kind of going to converge around Destro. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, that's cool. Look at that Destro. What a stud. If I'm not mistaken, Destro is going to get his own miniseries. So they're doing a couple spin-off miniseries to build on the momentum. So Duke's going to finish off. Cobra Commander's going to finish off. And I think they are doing it might be at the back here. Yep, here's a Destro. They're going to do a Destro series. And I want to say it's either Scarlet or Baroness. I can't remember if it's one of them or both of them. They're doing a series off of them too. I think maybe Baroness. That's funny. That's great. Yeah, I haven't read these yet. Just got them today. Look at that. Look at that cool design. Wow. Spoiler alert. Duke just ripped the head off of the bat. Oh my gosh. Now he's beating it with its own head. Oh. Look at that. Cool little like foreshadowing. It's just nonstop. It's very like high octane. Oh, is this the end of Duke? This might be the end of... Wait, what number is this? Number 5. Oh yeah, this might be the end of Duke. And then he's seeing... So they're trying to tie all these things together. Fun. I've been really enjoying it. What is this from? Oh, this must be from Destro. Who is drawing Destro? Dan Waters is writing it. Acclaimed artist Andre Bresson. Haven't heard of him. It's okay. I like Duke style better than this Destro. But I'll definitely give issue 1 a look-see. for these guys. Did you run over any of them? $6 comic. Wow, I've been out of the market for a while. Yeah. Wait till you see this last one that I pull out here. They are a little pricey. I mean, some of them, like this one's $4. It depends. I feel like some real retailer or publishers are trying to keep the price down as best they can. Granted, publishing costs must be more expensive, but and obviously inflation. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's funny because as I watch the like crowdfunding market and the cost of books versus like page count and quality, you're like, wow, that's really expensive to buy a 48-page book or whatever. But and then for the stuff that's more mainstream like this, it's like, okay, this particular book's like $4. When you think about how much talent and effort went into that, just $4, it's like, wow, is that a business model that can really work? Are we really valuing the amount of storytelling and effort artistry that's put into this in this format for $4? I guess so. I mean, that's what comics are, right? These kind of I hate to use the word disposable, but in essence, disposable media. But it takes a lot of work to do it. And to be successful in that, and also to leverage it so that what's so fascinating with the current state of comics is leveraging what is the previous model and connecting with your audience directly now and building that audience to help support you as an artist, hence like Patreon or whatever. It's so fascinating and such a interesting like conundrum to try and figure out for me as an artist. It's really incredible. So, but yeah, like the amount of time and effort that went into this, and it's $4, which is expensive for a comic book. But then you think about it, it's like, well, is it really that expensive for the amount of effort that went into it? Okay, cool. So that's Duke. All right, now the last book that I will go, and then this kind of cues, well, let me see. I'll catch up here and then we'll get into it. Carmen Samus says she'd never run over anything while driving, except for the road. Have I given up on Void? No, I haven't given up on Void Rivals. I just haven't read the latest one. That's still in my pile to read. I think it's number 7 or 8. I still have that. So no, I haven't given up on it. I like it a lot. It's a little different. It's a little bit more removed than all the other ones just because it's a new property versus G.I. Joe, Transformers, things that you recognize. But no, it's still good. I'm still picking it up. That's a way to stay ahead. Sorry, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm just going to give you a rim shot anyway. Duke. Subway sandwich is like $12. True. Folded a few comics in half and stuck them in my back pocket in my day. Yeah, and I think that's okay, you know. You know, who knows? They were probably like a John Buscema comic, and you think of the talent of that dude, folded and put in your back pocket. Hey, I guess that's just the name of the game. It's cool though, because like I mentioned, I went to the Comic Art Museum yesterday and saw Dave Stevens' work, and those original pages, I don't know how much those cost for the people that own them, but oh my gosh, they're like works of art. And even like the Filipino comic artists, their ink work, oh my gosh, it was just like like that belongs in a museum. How beautiful that is. So yeah, maybe that's part of it. The original art side of it is where you really find the worth versus the disposable, get in the hands of every kid part of it. Okay. Wow, I'm just sorry, weird. I'm seeing, oh, I must be way behind. No wonder I'm not live on I have YouTube playing in the corner, which is always a slight delay, but it was just showing the Pablo's Inferno stuff. So I'm like, well, that's way behind. Okay, this is the last book I got today. And for those of you who are at the beginning of the stream where I started slobbering, I had these teeth in my mouth. These weird red vampire teeth. And they came with purchase, or I think just because I bought something. And they came in this little package, and it's advertising this new series that started, or crossover event called Blood Hunt in Marvel Universe. I'm not big on vampires. I'm not big on huge new current crossover events. Like, I grew up with all the great crossover events. I just find the new ones, like, they don't really appeal to me, whether that's the writing or I don't know. I'm really out of it with a lot of the mainstream books. Just like they lost me, or I never kept up with them as closely as I used to. But what intrigued me about this one was the artist on Blood Hunt. So Blood Hunt's a huge crossover event that takes place over a bunch of different books. But the main book, Blood Hunt, I guess is the main story, is a 5-issue limited series, and the artist is Pepe Larraz. And I really like Pepe Larraz's work. I was first exposed to his work on he was working on a series called oh geez, I just blanked on it. Big Game with Mark Millar. And I just thought his artwork was phenomenal. Amazing, epic, beautiful. He cranks this stuff out. So when I heard that he was the artist on Blood Hunt, I was like, okay, cool. That would be cool. And I saw some of the pages in some of the previews, and I was like, cool. Like, looks really great. Let me move this out of the way. It's kind of gross. So I was like, cool. Pepe Larraz, I'm in. And then I found out that they are releasing a red band version. I'm sure that is because of the blood. But it's for mature audiences. And I was like, oh, okay, for a Marvel book, that's really fascinating. And so they're releasing 2 versions of each book. So I said, okay, I want to see what this red band version is all about. So that was the one that I had them pull for me. And it comes bagged like the old style that they would have in the 90s. So I was like, okay, cool. Not that I'm like one to like jump at explicit content, but I was just like curious, like, what is this about? And because it's about vampires, my guess is like it's going to be a lot more violent or whatever. So I was just going to walk out of the store with this one version, explicit content version. But then I was like, I wonder what's different, and how did the artist approach it differently? How did he do 2 different versions and execute this book on a regular schedule? So I was really intrigued, without having looked at either one, of what the difference was between the 2 books. So I decided to plunk down another, well, this one was $7. This one's $6. I don't know if this one has more pages or it's just more exclusive, but I decided to plunk down a little extra money to get the regular version so that I could compare the 2 here. So here we are. And that's what I'm going to do. So let's see. Art and Times of J. Ryan says, 8 hours a page, $4 seems like a deal. I know, right? When you break it down to the economics, it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to go become a plumber. You bought some pumpkin scissors. Marvel R-rated weird. Yes, right? So I don't know if I'll keep picking up the red band version, but we're about to find out if it's worth it. So I will you guys will find out with me right here. I'm not one to keep things in their exclusive plastics. Watch, this will be worth like $1 zillion in the future. I doubt it, but it's okay. I need to open. So for anybody who is under 18 or not for mature content, might want to get off the stream now. Warning you, I have no idea what's in this red band version. I'm just assuming it's going to be like really violent, and knowing Pepe Larraz and what he's capable of from the Mark Millar books, he can go there for sure. So let's see. Wow, I'm not doing a good job with this plastic. All right, here we go. Sean says, everyone wants to make Mark Miller's name exotic. It's not. It's an A. If it was Miller, it should be an E, right? Mark Millar. No, Mark Miller. Emo Trust says vampires can be really interesting when done right. It's true. And I know Blade is a big part of this story, and I like Blade as a character. I think he's a great character. He was great in the movies. So speaking of Blade, total sidetrack. Here we go again, guys. Gene Colan was the first person. This is a book I got at the Comic Art Museum. Gene Colan, I found out here, was the first person to draw Blade. Where is that? This is a great book, by the way. Here it is. Blade's like, he's like wearing like goggles. Yeah, Colan was the first illustrator of Blade, Scourge of Dracula, 1976, and later hero to the successful film franchise starring Wesley Snipes. Yep. So yeah, that was his version of Blade. How far Blade has come since that point. He loved drawing Dracula and all that too. Pretty cool. It's good stuff. Oh, I'll show you this one page. Look at that. This is amazing. Amazing ink work on this. This is inked by Bill Everett, another legend. But of Gene Colan stuff. Like, so cool. Nobody draws like that. Nobody has such like a command of the figure. But I remember they interviewed like Eric Larson in this, and he was saying about this cover, which I remember like seeing. Not that I was old enough to see this cover. This came out in 1968, so this is before I was born. But I remember seeing it in like past images or whatever. But he was just saying how even though Gene Colan had such a command of anatomy, he also did like really weird anatomy. And he said no weirder knees have ever been drawn on the comic book page than in this page. And I looked at it close and I'm like, oh yeah, that's really weird. These are really weird knee muscles here. But it just looks so cool. It's awesome. Okay, sorry. So it's Blade. All right, so let's see how this goes. I mean, I'm just going to look at a side-by-side. Make some room of what's the difference between these two books. Well, R2-D2 is Scarlet Witch. That's different. So this page looks the same. It's going to be really interesting. And I say that sarcastically. Of trying to, it's like a Where's Waldo, like, do you guys remember the Highlights magazine where you would try and find the differences in the two pictures? I was really good at those, but this is a different story. So far this looks all the same. I can imagine it'll start changing. Sorry, some of the lighting is blocking. I can imagine that you'll start seeing differences when the action kicks in. It looks the same. Same dialogue. Blood hunt. Oh, cool. They did like a reverse. Explicit content. All right. Well, there's somebody's. Oh, okay. So he just turned off the layer of that guy's arm ripping off somebody's head. There's a little bit of difference there. Same dead bodies. Okay, I guess that's not... Oh, okay, cool. Here we go. This guy's torso is still here, and here it's not. You can see the intestines. Legs are gone here. Okay, I can see where this is going. His head is here. Here, you don't really know if that's his head. So I can just see Pepe Larraz like turning off layers, turning on and off layers. Here... more red eyes, but nothing in its mouth. Here, white pupils and a hand in its mouth. Is that all that's different? Let's see. Is John an exotic? Awesome one. Oh my gosh. They missed an opportunity to call it the Blood Bag Edition. That would be genius. Oh my gosh. Perfect. Even the word bathroom is like a John. Why is watching Rocky open this with an X-Acto knife so painful? Because I'm not skilled. Because I might have bled on this comic. These look the same. The color looks a little different. I wonder if that was intentional. Oh, this panel's totally different. This is like a sea of blood in South Korea, and this is just this is the non-red band version. Yeah, there's like torn carcasses here. And this is like blood death, and these are just monsters in the water. Seeing flaming people, I guess, is not considered red band because it's in both versions. Doctor Doom is in both versions. Let's see what else. You hear that, John? Get lost. No children allowed. Blade was the first MCU movie. Yes, it was. And it was a good one. It was a good one. People don't give it enough credit. It was really good. Always bet on black. The kids go to drag story time instead because that's definitely so much better. Yeah. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Herbie was the first Marvel movie. I don't know. Loved highlights when I was a kid. Yeah, I did too. I would like obsess about those, like find the 13 things that are different in this book. Herbie was a comic. 10 looks gorgeous. 10 looks gorgeous. Which 10? Rocky's life is a series of band-aids and tiny cuts. It is, of X-Acto blade errors and hot glue gun burns. All right, let's see. So Spider-Man stabbing the dude, still the same. Blade, awesome entry. Thor is fighting a bunch of vampires, looks the same. Captain Marvel, Black Panther, looks the same. Vision is blasting away at people. Looks the same. Falcon throwing the shield. Okay, this looks all the same. Guess that stuff is not that controversial. Oh wait, did I miss that? Oh, okay, same page. Blade talking in a van. Spaceship. Oh shoot! Now we're off. We're off count pages, guys. This is getting confusing. They're not on the same side. I wonder if he's going to add an extra page. Oh, different ad. Okay, this is confusing. Wait. Okay, there they are. Did the van? Yeah, the van crashed. Okay, looks the same. These are cool characters. Pepe Larraz is also a great designer. Really cool villain characters. Creepy costume designs. This guy's like a Roman soldier-ish something. This guy looks like a melted Deadpool. But they look the same. So it's like this multi-armed. This all looks the same. Very creepy. The vampire designs in Blade, the movie, were amazing. Especially the Guillermo del Toro one with the mouth opening up like a spider. Those were incredible. Okay, let's see. That looks the same. Vision gets impaled. It's electrocuted. This all looks the same. Yeah, it's not that much difference. Okay. I'm smelling gimmick, everyone. I'm smelling gimmick. They should have done little like fold out pages that you open up if you want to see the version. like Mad Magazine, you have to fold the page in a certain way to see the explicit image. Okay, Falcon and this dude are wrestling. Looks the same. Thor's pissed off. Same. Oh, I saw this book too. I didn't pick it up. Deadpool Wolverine. I don't know. I didn't pick it up. Like, I'd much rather pick up the Wolverine story with Nick Fury than this story. It looked okay, but yeah, I ended up not picking it up and spending the money towards this version, which looks almost like a duplicate. Oh well. Maybe I should have spent it on a new book. Oh boy. It looks like Thor gets his head impaled. That's staying the same. Guess that's not explicit. Cranberry Langer says the art looks gorgeous. Yeah, Pepe Larraz. I mean, this guy works fast, from my understanding, and he is good. Just he doesn't seem like he noodles too much. He's just like, and that's just my hunch. But the level of drawing and design work is top notch. So I also know that Mark Miller prides himself on working with the top artists in the industry and like being able to afford them and like pay them well. And so for him to hire Pepe Larraz makes a lot of sense. Wait, did I miss that page? So running, and then, oh, wait. What's this? Wait, did I miss this? No, I won't let you. Okay, wait, is this a totally new page? No, I won't let you take my prize. Oh, this is a whole new page. Thor is impaled. This guy just totally gouges T'Challa. And I guess they didn't even show that here. Huh. Okay. There we go. That's a significant difference. This whole layout here is different. Not included in the regular version, which I'm not reading it totally closely, but I guess just because he's like totally ripped in half here. T'Challa is. Then we go to this. They infer it in the non-explicit version. Okay. And then this is new. They skip that here. So they go straight to Bleecker Street here. Here we get a scene in New York where these guys are like eating entrails and people are impaled on spears. Okay, that's pretty gnarly. That's a whole new page. Here's a bunch of other books that, oops, sorry for the glare. A bunch of other books that are under the Blood Hunt banner. So then this page is the same. The way that Pepe Larraz draws his comic book women reminds me of Mark Silvestri a little bit. Like they're all really sexy and beautiful and just well designed. Everybody is so handsome and beautiful, and like he just has this like instant appeal in his sensibilities. Then we got this. Blade shows up. Same page. Blade. Blade's talking. Nothing explicit here. Blah, blah, blah. Always bet on black. Blah, blah. Sorry. Glare. That looks the same. Yep. Then, oh, I saw this book too. Whoa, wait. Something happened. This? Yep. Okay. Yeah, I saw this book too, Get Fury. This is a homage, Dave Johnson homage to a Gil Kane cover of Punisher. So this book is about Punisher and Nick Fury. And I looked through it and I was like, so about it. It didn't really grab me. everybody was talking about like that it's going to be a cool book. I almost feel like I'll pick up the trade as opposed to buying individual issues. So it's this weird psychology of like, would I get individual issues or just wait for the trade? Oftentimes I'll wait for the trade, but if I really like the book, I'll buy the individual issues like the Transformer stuff or Duke or all that kind of stuff. Because I know they'll put them together in trades eventually. All right, so wait, just tracking here. This is the same. Doctor Strange played, and then dun dun dun, reveal. Sorry for those of you who wanted to be surprised. Looks like Blade's gonna attack Doctor Strange, and look at that. There's the difference. That's pretty different. There's a lot of people being ripped in half in the explicit version. Interesting. Okay, and then this one, they, not in the regular version, but in the explicit version, they give a sketchbook page, tiny sketchbook page, but that's kind of cool. Here's the checklist of all the items in Blood Hunt, in the Blood Hunt crossover. I don't know if I'm going to pick them up, but it seems like each issue of Blood Hunt will come with a red band version. So, curious. Is that worth it? It's kind of cool. Kind of a little bit of a sucker about it. I like that. They did a different Blade face here. I like that. I mean, it's one thing where there's a few extra limbs, a few extra impalings, but I like the extra pages and the totally different pages. That seems like it's worth it to me, as opposed to just like, oh, it's the same exact image, but we're throwing in a decapitated head. Like, that's like, well, I don't know if I'll pay an extra $1 for it. There's a $1 difference. But the new pages, that's kind of worth it. I think I might go ahead and keep getting the explicit version. Maybe I won't pick up the regular version, because I'm not really missing anything if I don't get the regular version. But I did want to compare these two for the first issue, just to see. Cranberry Langer says, art looks gorgeous. I love the colors, very nice. Eventually the drag is going to eat itself into escapism. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Cranberry Langers, what are you talking about? You guys, I could be canceled for making that joke. Maybe. It's okay. It's okay. You're safe here. I think. I don't know anymore, guys. So much craziness going on in the world. That's why I like comics. I wonder why the ad differences between the two versions. That's a good question, just to confuse us more. You definitely don't feel like you're getting more ads or getting better ads with the more expensive version. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, it must be something to do with the advertising deals. It is a little confusing. Gimmick was getting you to double dip. It worked. It totally worked. The bonus one has 2 extra pages and 50 more ads. Deal. Yes. I totally got duped, didn't I? I got duped. I feel like they could have done something. The extra pages is definitely cool because you're literally getting more pages for your money. So that's cool. Hopefully they do that more. It's not like they could change the story, because that would be confusing for 2 versions. But, that's interesting. It's interesting. I whether it's successful or not, it's an interesting experiment that they're trying, and it got me to bite. So, World War III. Don't worry, Black Captain America will save the day. I'm not looking forward to that iteration of him. Although, I mean, yeah, like Falcon has always, speaking of which, wow, this is a great tie-in. As confusing as I am, and as so many tangents as I go to, it all ties in. Falcon has been such a part of Captain America since way back yonder, right? Like here, Gene Colan, drew the debut issue of Falcon, and he did this great fighting page here with Falcon, and so I love it. You know, it's great. He's a great character, great companion to Captain America. How they're trying to change and use him and make him the Captain America now, yeah, like it's, I don't know. Yeah, I watched that series, the Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series, and even though I liked both of those characters in the movies, I wasn't really a big fan of that series and the story that they were following with that. So I don't know. I don't know where that'll go. I mean, he's a cool character. He's a cool guy, but who knows? That hole through the gut we call in anime merely a flesh wound. Yes, that's right. That's like part and parcel of anime is people getting ripped in half like that. So is it really explicit? I don't know. My library is showing all the anime that like rip people in half all the time. They imply it, as Creed from The Office would say. Implying is what you're doing. True. I did recognize that reference to the other Nick Fury book. Explicit Wedgie, Teen Girl Squad. The explicit Wedgie. I mean, that's a different route you could go with an explicit book for sure. So they kill off a character every issue. I think they kill off a lot of characters. They're going to kill off a lot of these heroes. How they're going to bring them back is another story, because I don't think that's the end of Thor, right? Even though he had a spear through his head, I don't think that's the end of Thor. So who knows? Why does the light look so much harder on Spider than any other? Did I miss that? I don't know. I wasn't even paying attention. Is Spider-Man even in here? That's how much I paid attention. I was just looking for the heads, the decapitated heads. Look at that. That cheetah. She's so cute. Where was the Spider-Man? Yeah, every version of the characters that Pepe Larraz draws is really cool. I think he's a young dude too, the artist. Just so much appeal. I guess I didn't see that Spider-Man. Did I miss it, John? Get a blank for Jay so he can shelf it. No, you wouldn't be missing much getting the censored version. Yeah, right? It's almost like it's just stripping things out of this version, so why bother? I don't know. Well, should I give it another issue? Who knows? Probably not. I think I'll just get the explicit version, probably. Don't do that. I can do that myself. I don't need people to do that for me. In the following non-red band ones, all decapitations will be by faces. Yep. The Falcon was a bad choice to fill the role of Captain America. Yeah, I feel like he was just... Yeah, I don't know. That's a longer debate and a longer discussion. I feel like his character had a strong enough story that you didn't need to take on the mantle of Captain America and all the baggage that came with that. Yeah. And then you just wonder what the motivation of that is, right? Like, why are we doing this? Is it because of culture and what culture is telling us we should be doing? Or does it really serve this story well? So that's where the debate is. He has powers which could theoretically make him the equivalent of an Omega level mutant, seeing through birds' eyes, controlling the behavior. You could make him see through every bird's eyes. Oh, I didn't realize that. Could he see through more than one bird's eyes? I always thought he was just connected to his bird. What was his bird's name? Whatever his pet bird's name was. I didn't realize he could look at all the birds all the time. That would be crazy. Rocky, I said on the cover. Oh. That is really harsh lighting on Spider-Man. I think it was just Pepe Larraz's way of making him stand out in a very dark cover. Yeah, that is that's true. It looks like he's got ice on his face. That's how harsh that lighting is. My goodness. Yeah, I wouldn't have made it so hard. That's funny. I didn't even notice it. Now I see it. I can't unsee it. Good eye, John. You're looking through Falcon's eyes. Next series, The Sweet Tea Hunt. Oh my gosh. 'Tis but a scratch, I'll bite your knees off. That's a funny reference. I don't know. I remember we used to always talk about Monty Python. I was never a huge Monty Python fan, but it was the thing to talk about, and all my friends watched it and stuff. But I don't know how many people really talk about Monty Python anymore. I can get Rocky canceled just by being here. Oh, but goodness. Emo is the leader of an Antifa group that secretly has a room full of Trump posters. That would be amazing. That would be a great story. It's like the reveal. Dun, dun, dun. We see who Emo Trash is. And it's really somebody with Trump posters who leaves Antifa. Oh my gosh. That's the thing. You can develop his powers, and he would be more interesting, have more impact than a Team version Captain America. Yep. I agree. It's not like he was just created just to fill the role of a, diverse ethnic Captain America. It's like he had his story from the get-go, and he had his own journey to go. So yeah, why throw him into the mantle of Captain America? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, so that was it. That was my haul for this week. A lot of stuff. We talked about a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh, we've been on 2 hours. Crazy. But that was fun. So yeah, that's what I got in the comic book store. That's what I got unboxed. You just got one of 3 of what I unboxed. I will save the other 2 probably for another unboxing. But I can't wait to read that Wolverine. Holy moly! This one is a gem. Amazing, beautiful. I told you guys about going to the Cartoon Art Museum, which I did yesterday. So I've got a lot of raw footage of that I need to edit. I still have to do my closer look video for Darwin Cook's solo book. Apologies on the lateness of that one. And like I said, we're not going to vote anything today because I don't have time to add another video on my... Let's just say we took a closer look at Blood Hunt, and that was it. Let's just say that was it for this week. Because, yeah, I don't have time to make another edited video on top of everything else. Oh, and one more thing is this Saturday, for those of you who don't know, is Free Comic Book Day. May 4th is Free Comic Book Day. So if you are near a comic book store, go. It'll be Free Comic Book Day. I have no idea what is going to be. I only know of a couple books that are going to be there. There's going to be an Energon Universe book. So that's cool. That'll be definitely one I pick up. I think there is I thought there was a Deadpool book. I can't remember. But Free Comic Book Day, for anybody who doesn't know about it, is just a day every year that they have free comic books out, and all the companies, or all the big companies, participate in it, and they have several books that you can just pick up. Depending on the comic book store, you can grab them all, or some limit you to a certain number, especially when kids are involved, because it draws a lot of people to come. Like, who doesn't want to come for free stuff? And it's a great way for comic book stores to attract new audiences, specifically kids. And the things I love about Free Comic Book Day is they usually have and I actually talked to Chris at Invisible Jet Comics. They have different tiers of books. So they have like mature books, they have adult books, like, our age books. They have mature books, which are really mature. And then they have kids books. And as a comic book store owner, you can choose which ones you want to stock up for your Free Comic Book Day. But it's really fun, and usually they're packed. There's a lot of people there just grabbing a bunch of books. And like I said, each store is different as far as how much they will allow you to pick up or not. But it's just a fun way to try new series, to try books that you wouldn't normally do and expose yourself to new things. So that's happening this Saturday. My hope or my goal is to try and hit more than one store this Saturday just to see how they do it. And I might film just that experience and then put that together as a video, like a free comic book day video. So yeah, that's coming this Friday. This Saturday, May 4th. So yeah, a lot is going on and a lot to be in the comic world, and I'm still crazy busy with life. So I'm trying to fit it all in. So yeah, that's everything that's going on. Let me just catch up here in the chat and then I'll wrap it up because it is way past the time that I thought I was going to be done. All right, let's see. John says, does Timo mean China subsidize? They wanted to do the diversity thing. They don't know how to write story. Yep. Yeah, I see that. Will we be seeing you again this week, Rocky? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I think Saturday, yeah, probably not. Like Thursday night, I'm busy. Friday night, I'm definitely busy. So maybe not. But hopefully I can get one of these videos done to post later this week, whether that's the Cartoon Art Museum video or free comic book day one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'm not going to commit to anything, unfortunately. That's kind of why I stacked this stream as much as I did. There's an anime where the girl became a clan leader and put in front of being a mean person, but was really into stuffed animals and sweets in real life. Okay. 1.5 of these hours was probably spent with you taking an eternity catching up. It's true. I have poor time management. Everybody tells me I shouldn't read every chat. And I didn't today, but you guys are just such awesome chatters. Great conversation. I don't want to miss anything. I've got FOMO with chat. So yeah, I'm behind. Comrade Sammy with the real questions. Yeah. Let's hope CS. Good stream, Rocky. Enjoyed as always. Awesome, Mark. It was great having you here. I'm glad you got to stay for the whole thing, too. Usually it's like you're here and then you're like, I'm asleep. So good to see you. Why is so much happening on the 4th? I don't know. May the 4th be with you. Definitely. I'll make sure not to get some free comics that day as I'm not getting other ones. Why? They're free. You should. That should be the one day you should go because they're free. They'll give away all the unsold back issues of Captain Marvel. Sometimes they do that. May Day be with you. Will Rocky's footage be used in his trial from having been trampled to death? Possibly. If they had good ones, that would be great. Yeah, sometimes, it's a crapshoot. It's free, right? But I still have books, I think, that I picked up from Free Comic Book Day that I haven't read. Well, we won't even talk about that. So yeah, it's a crapshoot, but sometimes there's a gem in there, usually one or two. And actually Chris from Invisible Jet told me that sometimes, for whatever reason, some books end up being worth a lot. She's seen some books from Free Comic Book Day being worth a lot for whatever reason. So you never know. Rocky will be giving himself tiny paper cuts, knocking his camera over, trying to keep his cat out of the office. All the usuals. YOLO is greater than FOMO. Jake Hyperwizard is worse. He's like 45 minutes behind chat. Jake, please stream more. That'd be awesome if he's catching up on the chat and he's trying to get into mine. All right, cool. Well, I caught up. I did. I really did. And yeah, this was great. It was fun. Thank you for everybody that was here. Mark's Music Obsession, John, Comrade Sammy, Emo Trash, Katie / Ice Queen, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, L Chung 79, Shanthan Jetty, Art was here earlier, awesome one, Art and Times of J. Ryan, all of you guys, Cranberry Langers, how can I forget you? John, I always mentioned John, Emo Trash for sure was here, and getting ready for her final test. All of you guys were amazing. Comrade Sammy, the ninja, chat ninja / turtle doctor. All of you guys were amazing. I had a great time hanging out with you guys. I'm glad I got to do this and just to connect with you guys at least once this week just because I could only do this once this week, it doesn't mean there's not a lot of stuff going on as far as comics is concerned. I know life, but comics is concerned. So at the very worst, I'm backlogging a lot of content that will come out later. So hopefully it won't get too out of date by the time it does get out there. But we'll have some cool stuff coming out for you for sure. But if you can, like I mentioned, check out Free Comic Book Day this Saturday. Support your local comic book store. I always try and buy a book with Free Comic Book Day, but I bought a lot today, so I say I already support them. But yeah, keep those comic book stores alive. They're the lifeblood of comic books, local community, and just enjoying the world of comics, which this is what it's all about, right? For the love of comics. So I'll see you guys next time. Stick around for the credits. Please like if you haven't already liked this stream. I know you guys have subscribed because some of you are getting notifications, even though it's not always the same people all the time. I'm done. Thanks, you guys. It was really great talking with you. I'll see you next time. Wait, let me make sure I got my button ready. Okay, here we go. Take care. Have a good week.